Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super glad you did. And if you are returning, y'all the real MVP, you already know. So I know that I had said I was going to do a follow-up to my new moon rituals video with a full moon rituals video and a full moon reading. However, I have taken on the giant task of doing the card of the day series, my Learn Your Rider-Waite Tarot series. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I highly suggest it, and there is a playlist for you down there. But if you don't want to watch that, I totally understand. It's like a college course, so if you don't want to just sit there and learn and you would like to rather watch fun videos on YouTube, I don't blame you. But I did just want to do a quick follow-up and tell you guys what I do on the full moon. I don't do too many rituals on the full moon, so we do have the full moon coming up here on Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure what day that is. I think it's like the 3rd or the 4th. I could be totally wrong, but it's coming up Sunday or Monday. I will probably post this video Sunday, so whatever day I post this on Sunday, that's the night of the full moon, and then Monday as well. So I tried to do a lot of research about this full moon, and all I could find out was that it is the full moon in Aquarius. It is the sturgeon moon. So hopefully future me can do some digging and find a video that will help you guys understand what's going on with the planets and the moon and the energy that you will be receiving. And maybe I can find a really good full moon reading for you guys as well, because I have taken on a whole lot with backlogging these videos and can't get a reading out. I'm also taking personal readings right now, so I do have a lot going on and cannot get a full moon reading out, but I did just want to tell you guys for follow-up's sake what I do on the full moon. So the full moon is a time of release as opposed to the new moon, which is a time of manifestation. So in the full moon, I like to do lots of releasing or cord cutting. So if you guys have an ex that you feel is still really hanging on to you energetically and you still feel that vampirism, you can totally do something super fun, which is a shamanic fire ritual. I don't specifically have a fire pit in my backyard, but I do use like a coffee can. Warning, if you use a coffee cans get hot. I just use it to contain the fire, but I wouldn't recommend putting it on anything or touching it ever. It gets real hot. But if you have like a dumpster or a cauldron or something you can do a safe fire in, that would be the best thing for you to do. And you can always burn things like photos, old love notes, old shirts, or what have you, things you've still got hanging around that you don't want anymore. And what I like to do is write down on a piece of paper, I release this person, and like put their full name on there, on all timelines. And I release this person on all timelines and disconnect from their energy and call back my energy that they have taken. Something like that, something along those lines. I'll usually come up with it the day of, and then I will throw that in the fire with all the other fun stuff. My Aunt Rose does have a really good shamanic fire ritual. It was very detailed. I kind of just do a very small version of that with you grab like very specific sticks and you have to give it offerings, and there's a whole lot to it. I don't think there's a video on that one. Maybe you guys can just search like shamanic fire rituals or release fire rituals, something like that. But I do kind of just do a very small version of that with that note. It's very important to say you release them on all timelines, because if you release them on this timeline and you guys are still together on different timelines, they will still be drawing that energy from you. And that is a whole string theory lesson in itself, so I'm not going to go on that one. But I do also really like to get a good smudge. It's very important to get a good smudge of your space, your cards, your tools, your crystals, all of that fun stuff. If you guys don't like putting your crystals out in the moon, because lots of crystals are cleansed in lots of different ways. So you can put your crystals out in the moon, in salt, in water. treat them like moon water. Either let the moon touch them or let the sun touch them or do what have you. There's a lot of ways to interpret that, but I used to put my crystals out for the full moon, and then it kind of turned into me putting my crystals out every day, and then I started just putting them by a selenite tower and smudging them regularly. So there's lots of things you can do with your crystals. That's a really hard one to say dedicate to the full moon, but I did say this in my new moon rituals video that if you guys don't regularly smudge, it would be a very good idea to make sure the full moon and the new moon, which is every 2 weeks, full moon, new moon, 2-week period, or full moon to full moon is a month, new moon to new moon is a month, what have you. Just make sure you guys are regularly smudging, regularly cleansing those energies, getting things out of your house, that stale energy, that yuckiness. And the full moon is a time of reflecting on the things that you set intentions for manifestation in the new moon. So it's kind of the midpoint between new moon and new moon, so that you can check how those manifestations are going and see if you have been holding up your end of the deal and putting in the work to make those manifestations happen, or if you have just been passively thinking about those manifestations and it's kind of your wake-up call to do some more things to really get those manifestations amped up and going. So I had talked about that before. I will link my new moon video for you guys because there was a lot of really good stuff in there about manifestation, raising your vibration, things like that. I don't particularly take a bath on the full moon like I do on the new moon. I do think that grounding is a very good practice on the full moon though, because you have a lot of moon energy, but it's also a great time for spell work. So I know that I did find a really good pin on Pinterest, but if you look up on just some basic search engine, moon rituals, you will get quite a few things telling you about 150 best moon rituals, 150 best moon spells, things like that. You're gonna see tons of stuff, you guys. So don't take just what I do as the only things that you can do, because there is so much stuff you can do, especially if you're into magic. There's a lot of spell crafting you can do on that time. It's best for money, magic, as well as heightening psychic abilities. So I do a lot of that heightening of psychic abilities just in my own room. I don't do like any rituals for that specifically, but I will take extra time when the full moon is here to connect with my angels, take time to meditate, take time to connect with my ancestors and connect with my higher self. And I do a lot of meditation in the full moon. I have told you guys before that the full moon kind of drains me. For some reason it's flip-flopped this time, where the new moon really drained me and this full moon has given me a whole lot of vitality. So I don't know what's going on with that, but yes, I do usually a lot of psychic practices and a lot of psychic spell casting as well. So there are lots of spells you can find to heighten your psychic abilities, lots of spell jars, lots of spell sachets, lots of herbal things you can put in a bath. I can't particularly put herbs in a bath or a tea or anything because I am still nursing my child and everything I ingest, she ingests. So I have to be really careful with things like that. But for those of you who are not nursing, you can always get a good like mugwort tea or smoke a good mugwort or do some fun things with some herbs and some crystals and heighten those psychic abilities. It is also a good time for astral projection and trying to look into your past lives and your Akashic records, if any of that resonates for anybody. If you guys have been thinking about doing any of that, I think that the full moon is the perfect time to do that. So anything that requires an extra boost of energy, an extra boost of intuition and psychic abilities, the full moon is your time to do that. But I would suggest, if you guys are doing spells, to look into the best moon phases for those spells. A lot of books will tell you what moon phase to do that spell in, or what day of the week to do that spell in. So you don't usually have to put too much thought into that. They'll usually specify that in a spell. But if you're getting your spells from like Pinterest, sometimes they don't tell you things like that. So definitely do your research on the moon and the things that you can do regarding the moon phases. And if you guys don't already have a moon calendar on your phone, I definitely recommend it. The one that I have is super helpful. It keeps the moon phase percentage at the top in the toolbar so that I always know where the moon is and I can always plan my videos and readings and things like that around it. So there's also one more thing that I did not mention in my new moon video, doing a good tarot reading for yourself. If you guys are tarot readers, oracle readers, what have you, doing a good tarot spread for yourself on the new moon and full moon, even the waxing and waning moon, are very, very, very good tools to have. So I did, I don't know if you guys have seen my other readings where I used to use the 5-card spread for the moon. Those things are very helpful so that you can get a feel of what the energy is going to be bringing for you specifically and what you need to work on specifically in that moon phase, okay? So there is actually a whole lot of stuff you can do on the full moon, and I feel so bad that I don't do a lot of rituals on the full moon that I can tell you guys about. There is a lot, and I think anyone who is watching my videos that does spells or magic knows that very well. The full moon is a great time for that, and the full moon is also the representation of the divine feminine and the mother of the triple moon goddess. So that's a good time to do some worship if you are doing things like that, or just renewing maybe the cleansing of your altar space and things like that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I didn't have quite too much for you guys. I really wanted to get a reading out, but it just didn't work with all of this backlogging I'm trying to do for this series. So if you guys made it to the end and you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, that's cool. Thumbs down. You don't have to like my video. And I don't even care what you guys put in the comments. Do your own thing. Have fun down there. Be respectful of each other. But I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are when this video reaches you, my friends. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.